Yes, here we
G'day there. Welcome back to Cut to the Set Side. Rebrand incoming. Of course, if you've been a part of our weekly shows here, we started off as the Sith side. We adopted our son, Kai, and now we've decided to be an official family of three. So we are merging our branding to be Cut to the Sith Side, which is kind of all three of us, all in one. I actually don't know if you guys did this spell last week, so I'm just saying that if we haven't said it yet.
Well, yeah, I guess we never really said it for anybody else, but I just figured. Yeah. I think actually we talked about that. It was actually just cut to the Sith.
Oh my god, that's so fair. Yeah. Yep. Whoever's away that week, the branding changes for it. I'm doing that. That's I love it. But again, we are back this week talking about Skeleton Crew, of course, the ongoing Star Wars show that is giving us that 80s Star Warsy punch that is really enjoyable so far. We're going to be breaking down our thoughts and ideas and theories all from this episode because this was a pretty lore-packed episode. So let's break it down. The live chat today. Tony, Kai, how we doing? How we vibing?
Good. How you guys doing?
I'm always vibing.
How good is life? How good is life?
Honestly, it's good to have weekly Star Wars that you're looking forward to, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The last time I felt this excited for every week it to be a Wednesday is probably Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka was the week that show as well for me. That it was like every week it's like, what's gonna happen next? Oh my god, we're finding out so much. Probably didn't feel that as much with the previous show, but definitely I feel like it's coming back for Skeleton Crew. Definitely with the theories running rampant and so much mystery in this episode.
Feels just like the Ahsoka days, like coming on, having all these theories, especially like Ahsoka after episode 4, and we heard Anakin, and that build up to next week, knowing we were gonna get him, and we saw him. And then the build up after that, it was so much fun. So we're getting back to those kind of vibes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, before we jump into all the discussion that we have about this episode, let's say hello to the live chat today. Hey, everyone. So many people in here. Good to have you.
So the chat is on fire. There's 44 people in here already. Appreciate you guys. So Ingenuous, what's up? And Kai is a regular. Let's go. We even changed the name.
I am.
Shreddy, what's up?
Happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. Skywalker Academy. Hello there. T-Man's back. What up, T-Man? Let's go. Our real son, Lightning Slug, in the chat. Brady, what's up? Gazer, what's going on? Corey, hello there. Phidias, what's up? We got Tim in the building. Delta Dan, what's going on? Let's see who else we got. Aaron, hello there.
Howdy.
Daisy, don't get hurt today. Welcome back. Let's see. Clan Talon, what's up? So he was at GalaxyCon, but I didn't get to run into him, man, which sucks.
Oh, bummer.
Bailey, hello there.
Oh, shout out for me specifically. Love it.
Nathan, what's up? Hey yo, what's up, Trent? What up, MJC2289 Xbox Series X? Let's go.
I like the Xbox Series X. I like that that's in your name, MJ. Like that's good. Nice.
I'm more of a PlayStation guy, so we'll put that.
Don't you dare make that sound after saying Xbox. How dare you?
Xbox like at the bottom of the hierarchy list. Yeah.
Absolute blasphemy, man.
Jesse, what up? What up? Thank you again. Yo, did you get the camera stuff working? I don't think you did because I saw your story. That's good luck, bro.
Did you? Yeah. I tried to, I mean, but I don't know why I was trying to help, but I was trying to give him advice because I'm like the queen of like having shit tech. And so I'm glad he asked you because I was like, I don't know, plug it back in again. I don't know.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. Just turn everything off and turn it back on and plug everything back in.
Yeah.
Thanura, what's up? Balloon Head Productions, what's up? Welcome.
Balloon Head, love it.
We got Gory Comics in the building. What's up? Brick Creations, this is where the fun begins. Bailey with the $2.99 Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar and Omega's
Bailey.
Omega.
Andre, what's up? Quinlan, hello there. Thomas, what's up? Nostalgia Strikes Back. Let's go. First time listener, can't wait to hear your thoughts. Nice. Welcome.
Ooh. Nostalgia Strikes Back. I like that name.
Nick Squatch, what's up? This chat is pumping right now. JS Productions, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC user here. Xbox every once in a while. See? Not even touching the Xbox. Sorry.
No.
Yes. Phidias, smart. All right. So I think that's pretty much everybody. So, yeah, you guys want to get into it? Well, Hannah, since you called out last week for the episode.
Yes.
Real quick, what'd you think about 1 and 2?
Really interesting. Really fresh. I did not quite expect what we got, I think. Just very new. I'm still coming around to the whole suburban planet, but I do have to say, I think the context of the story and the lore of it is that, this secluded planet that like doesn't know anything about the outer galaxy and it's like controlled by something like, and I'm sure we'll kind of get into our theories today anyway about that. Like knowing all that context now, I'm like, I get it and I can like get behind it and why it's this just kind of state of perfection in a way. So very interesting. I'm kind of, that's where I was. Yeah, literally. I was on the way to Peridia and back. But yeah, overall, I love the direction. I think the direction and the pacing was really great in the first two, and pretty much all these comments just like go up a little bit, go up a notch for me. Talking about this third episode, I think it just jumped on all those things in the best way. Like it just kept getting, being in a more interesting direction for the story. The characters to know a lot more from, like, so many things just improved this week. So I'm having a great time with the show so far. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Nice. So Kai, we'll start with you. What did you think about the third episode?
First of all, am I good? I feel like my connection is not great, but
you're like a little blurred. But we can see you and hear you fine.
Okay. Maybe after I say my thoughts, I'll try to jump off and see what's going on with my internet. But episode 3, honestly, I had a good time. It was nice. It was a really fun adventure. I'm starting to really like the show now. I think I also, just like you said, Hannah, I had to come around to the suburbia planet, but I think that because we're kind of not on that planet much anymore, I'm having a lot more fun in a galaxy far, far away. And I gotta say, man, still every single time, Neil is my favorite character. He has the funniest stuff. Yeah, truly, I gotta get one of those. I think I'm really interested in knowing more about Jod. I think that my personal theory, and I'm kind of hoping this is the case, I'm hoping that he's actually never been Jedi trained, but he's just Force sensitive.
Yeah. I think that too.
But go for it. Hannah or Tony, whichever one wants to go.
You go, Tony. I'm having to fix my audio issues with my headphones for a second.
So I really enjoyed the third episode. I think it might have been my favorite out of the 3. I just loved like how it was kind of quick pace. Like you got to the point, like they escaped right away. He got the droid right away. They left right away. They went to the planet, got the map right away. So I appreciated all of that because it wasn't like nothing drug out, which I enjoyed. and the little bit of lore stuff, like how it's confirmed like the old Republic. This is way before the High Republic, and how I want to learn more about that, because it was 9 planets that were all hidden, the jewel of the old Republic. 8 of them got destroyed. Like, how did they get destroyed? Why did that one survive? Why is that one still running? And who the heck is running it? Who is the supervisor sent me? Like the droid in the beginning. I'm like, who's the supervisor? Is it a person? Is it a bigger droid? So had a lot of fun with that. I loved seeing the battle droid get turned on. Did we win? Oh my God. I'm a sucker for nostalgia stuff like that. And like, clearly he was turned off during Phantom Menace, and that was the first time he got turned back on, asking if they won the war. So I really enjoyed this episode, and when it ended, I was like, damn it. What's I wanted more. And I love shows that do that, where it ends and you want to know what happens. Like, you want the next episode right away.
For sure. Is my audio coming through okay, like normal?
You're super low now. Maybe it's not your mic, and maybe it's your computer. Yeah. Sorry guys, this is Hannah's first live stream. Yeah, right.
One day she'll learn.
She live streams like 5 times a day. She wakes up, live streams making breakfast, then does this and does that. She is the king of live streams. What up, Griff? Oh, the technical issue side. Oh man, what's up, DB?
You know, when that droid came on screen, when the battle droid came on, I was like, I was so hyped. And then immediately they were like, okay, goodbye. And I was like, no, it would be so sick if he came along, just like one of the battle droids just hanging out, doing like random stuff. That would be so fun.
Yeah, I know. It was quick. And the droid right before the battle droid, wasn't that an AP5 droid, like the droid from Rebels and stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
That was cool.
Okay, am I back?
Yes. Yeah, you're good.
All right, sweet. Correction. The droid just before the battle droid in that scene. That is, you will recognize that from the Jawa droid hangar thing that they have in the Jawa ship in A New Hope. And he's like sitting in the background, next to 3PO. And he's turned off.
The first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you were talking about?
No, the second one wasn't it AP5 from Rebels? Wasn't it that same droid that was Chopper's friend?
the one that got up and like.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta save the prince.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh right, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that was an AP5. I think. Yeah, Stephen Stanton. Is that you? Yeah. What were we talking about? I missed half of it.
Your episode 3. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, my thoughts on episode 3. Yeah. I'm obsessed with this lore that we're getting. Like you said, Tony, it's just like, what is this planet? What is that at and about? And I think they did very well to, in a way, give a lot more information, and they gave us a lot more context and information on each, about Jod's background and about the planet.
Yeah.
But they still created more questions, and they didn't just solve something with one character being like, this is what it is. Like, they're not doing that. They're kind of weaving it throughout the story, and kind of as the kids are finding out about what's happening, like we are almost the kids at like their perspective at the same time. So I think that's really good storytelling. I feel like this is very sound and just makes a lot of sense. And I feel like we're definitely along the journey with them as they discover what's happening. But yeah, I loved seeing Jude Law a bit more in action in this episode. I thought that was really, really cool. Just like so many Easter eggs. Like there was just so many tiny things that was just crazy. I don't know if you said this just before, but like the Coruscant and Alderaan, like the shout out. I was just like,
name drop.
So cool.
And
cool.
And she was like, Alderaan, you don't know about the war? What war?
Like that was wild. Really cool. Yeah.
I liked how they confirmed that he was Captain Silvo just by saying Silvo escaped from the barracks. He's loose, like knowing that clearly it's him.
Yes. Yeah. And like Kai, you're like a film guru. Like, is that not good storytelling, where it's like they're not coming out and just having a character say the piece of information, like they're kind of weaving it through these different methods throughout the story? Am I right in saying that? That's pretty well done.
And I mean, it's a little bit of personal preference, but to me, it's always way more fun in a story when the the filmmakers are conscious enough to put a bunch of Easter eggs throughout it so that like on a second watch, you're like, once you've gotten to the climax of the movie and you really understand the full scope of what's going on a second watch, you can go, oh my gosh, they were planting it all along. It was all there. I just didn't know because I didn't have the context yet. But I love that kind of storytelling. And it does get hard for me when everything is spelled out, because I'm like, trust your audience, trust that they'll understand it. And it also gives us more room to like theorize and talk about it and stuff. And that's one of my favorite parts about Star Wars. So yeah, I think that they're doing a great job with the storytelling on this series.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing is that every single time I'm like so hyped for more, it ends.
Yeah.
Like, the episode just like, all right, we're done. And that's the only thing where I'm like, Disney is clearly like padding a bunch of like a shorter story, but padding it out so it feels a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And so it feels more like we're getting scenes instead of episodes. So by the time like a few scenes end, then it's like, oh, and now you got to wait another week. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if I watch like an episode of Game of Thrones, or maybe that's a bad example for the last season, but like House of the Dragon or something, I feel like I've gone through a whole adventure from the start of the episode to the end of the episode. And these kinds of shows that Disney does, I feel like they still feel very like, actually Andor I think did a good job of like each episode felt like we got a beginning, middle, and end of a story. But these are, Obi-Wan, a lot of Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, they especially Acolyte, they feel like, we're just getting scenes in a larger story, which isn't my favorite, but I'll take it because at least Skeleton Crew is getting my blood pumping and I'm excited for each episode now. So
yeah,
that's a good point. I think especially just knowing these 3 episodes and depending on what we get with the rest of the season, I think every week I'm going to be harping on the fact that this would have been a really, really great movie. Like this would have been a phenomenal in theaters. Like I think, Star Wars, Skeleton Crew, like, the promo is actually very thorough when they started it, like 2 weeks before the show came out. Once the promo came out, the promos were like really thorough and like it gave a lot more interest. And I think, I don't know, just like putting a Star Wars movie in theaters that's kind of geared for kids. It's this action adventure. Do it around Christmas time where all the sequels were coming out and the previous, recent previous Star Wars movies were coming out. That would be a great watch. I think that would have been a good move.
Honestly, if this came out,
I agree with you there, Kai.
If this came out as one movie, it would do really, really well. Like if it came out as one movie, I feel like the promos, people would have been like, oh, maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. People would have gotten their butts in seats in theaters, and then everyone would have been like, wait, like word of mouth would have spread. And I think it would have been a huge box office success if they put it out in theaters. But Hannah obviously doesn't agree because she had to run out of the room. She just hates when I talk, and I understand. That makes sense to me.
Shout out to Griff, member for 5 months. What do you guys think the great work is? I don't know, but I feel like it has to do with whatever's going on that planet. And I feel like it has to do with money and financing because everyone there is an analyst and there's all this stuff about math. And he had those old credits. It's something to do with money, credits, that treasure potentially that's on there. But yeah, what do you think the great work is?
Oh, man. I'm on the fence on whether it's going to be Empire related or like Republic related,
But I think it predates all that. If it's the old Republic, it's way before everything. One thing I didn't notice watching it, and I was watching like a breakdown, the mom in the beginning, she was like, oh, I used to get, as a girl, I used to get into trouble, but the droids always brought me back, meaning that she's lived there her whole life. So there's been a couple generations there. So I think it's super old. And in this episode, they basically confirmed the old Republic when the owl brought that map out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hannah's having a tough time here.
We got your back, Hannah. Don't worry. Yo, shout out to Griff with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, I think
your audio's working at least. Oh, there you go.
I muted her, so
oh, okay,
just in case. Yeah, so I think that it would make sense for the Old Republic, since they're talking about it. Hey, Hannah, are you back? Oh, maybe not.
Can you hear us?
All right.
Man.
Well, we'll get to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because it's like we're getting all these hints that it is the Old Republic, and though I did just see a comment on here that some people are saying that John Watts said that the Old Republic is just mentioning like the Republic of the Clone Wars era. I don't know if that's true. I haven't read up on what John Watts has said about.
No, the only thing that I've seen them say was it's the crown jewel of the Old Republic, and that's what that owl said too. That exact same verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it predates all, like that owl had like every map ever. So like that predated maps this place. So that's why I'm like, Old Republic makes sense. Thousands of years. It's way back then. But like, it's interesting though. They learned about Coruscant and what's the other, and Alderaan. So I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes.
I'm back. Hey.
Back.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? I don't know what happened there. Just everything didn't work, so I just came back in and out, and now it works again. So
no squeezy.
No squeezy. No. no.
Sup, Rossi?
Coming in. Love it. What did I miss again? I'm so sorry.
Hannah, question for you. What do you think the great work is?
Ooh. I'm not sure. I think I was kind of trying to read up about it last night, and it has been mentioned, like, and having the great works are mentioned in the High Republic books. I don't know if someone mentioned that. So I think it's something like someone mentioned, a main evil in the High Republic is the Nile. Like maybe it's this kind of outer force, like it's not some empire, it's not some separatist remnant, that it's not, a villain that we're familiar with, that it's like this kind of really outer galaxy that we haven't really met before, larger villainous power that is trying to kind of take control of the, galaxy, maybe one planet at a time or something. Because there's got to be like, I just find it like there's two parallels that I make to the planet of Vat Atten. The first one is, it's not really a parallel, but it just sort of reminds me of in Andor, we have obviously that the prison system, and the prison system they've like enslaved, and you can't ever leave, and no one knows about that. That's what's happening. They have to make the Death Star, and they're kind of enslaved to that life, and no one can know about that. So there's this kind of, they have to keep them quiet for this greater evil purpose. But then the more direct similarity, and I don't know if you've mentioned this before yet. So I'm just laughing that someone trying to say the Nile, Griff said, I think the Barry may be the remnant of the Nigel. I wish it was like Nigel, the villain. It's really funny. Okay, yeah. Did I mention this the other week? I don't know if I keep talking about this everywhere, but let's cast your minds back to season 1 of the Clone Wars. Season 1, episode, I think it's 17. I want to guess 17 or 18. It's something of 1,000 moons. And it's the episode where Obi-Wan and Anakin have to go to this planet called Daro. No, that's not the planet. Another planet. Iago, and they meet that little kid, Jabo, who like has turned all these like Volta droids and like V1 droids into like servants.
And you can fly in, but you can't leave because the defense is out there. Yeah. It reminds me of that. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a very similar concept of there's some sort of barrier, whether it's actually there's something happening that you can't leave the planet. And I kind of forget why that even was set up, but I think that was like a old thing, like it was this old tale belief, and there was like angels on the planets, and it's a whole other story with that planet. But I think it's got to be a similar thing. I think it's got to be there's some bigger evil power out there that's wanting that control for the planet for some sort of reason, and it's got to do with like they want to take over the galaxy or something. But the fact that I think it was a really interesting shout out Neil, like really interesting conversation and point Neil brought up, that where he was like, well, what do your parents do? And like, what do your parents do? And like everyone was like an
analyst.
An analyst. There we go. Yeah. Well,
finances, analyst, all like money related. That's
yeah, like what's going on there?
Maybe the planet was like a kind of reserve for Old Republic like money, basically like a planet filled bank kind of, and kind of like how Starkiller Base, they kind of gutted it and used it for a huge Death Star type of planet. I imagine that Atten could be some kind of huge like vault almost of just like insane treasures, and maybe the whole point was to keep it away from pirates and other enemies that might try to take the riches for themselves, and maybe they just have been forgotten at this point. I don't know how you could forget the riches of a planet, but they're also doing all right. So honestly, they probably, I don't know, they're probably being directed by somebody who knows about them.
Yeah, and who would be directing them that still knows about that planet? That's because they've been there for a long time. So who, like, it's just been like a generational pass down from this bad guy to this bad guy to this bad guy, that they're still running it, and like no one has found it or found out about it. I'm really interested to see where that goes and why the other 8 planets got destroyed and this one is still running smooth.
I was about to bring this up, DB, actually. Yeah, it reminds me of the banking clan, that whole concept of like, what if this was like essentially the bank world back in the Old Republic, that this is where like the location of this planet was never really shared because this was the financial planet of that time, and that's why there was never any maps or anything to it. But then
somebody's got to know
who's in control of it now.
Somebody's got to know where it is. I mean, I imagine unless they are extremely sustainable, they have to get some kind of shipments for resources or something, I would imagine. But maybe we've never needed outside shipments living on Earth, so it's possible that they
that's true. Not yet.
That's true. Oh man, that's a good point.
One thing I want to get into and see what you guys think, freaking Jude Law, because when it started, I felt like, okay, he's a Jedi just because of the things he was saying. He used the Force. He was like, yeah, I didn't escape because I waited for you guys. It was the will of the Force. Some of the things he was dropping felt very Jedi-like, but then it slowly was like, no, a Jedi wouldn't say that. No, a Jedi wouldn't say that either. And then at the end, Wynn was like, you're a Jedi, right? He was like, I never said that. So like you were saying earlier, Kai, I just literally think he's just a Force-sensitive guy. And maybe like his mom had the Force or was a Jedi, but like the way he just kept referring to it, like, oh yeah, I'm a Jedi, or like Jedi this, Jedi that, this is the Jedi, whatever. It just didn't sound right and sit well with me. What'd you guys think of him?
Yeah, I think Jod's deal is he has the Force, or he was taught the Force, like maybe his parents, because we have that whole like rumor thing that like we're gonna get his backstory, and there's another Nana Wood that we're gonna meet.
Yep.
And that could potentially be his mother. And I kind of have this kind of crackpot theory, Jod Law. I have this crackpot theory that he essentially has the Force, and has midichlorians and enough midichlorians to utilize the Force in small ways, like to push things, pull things, and lift things up. But I don't think he was ever trained as an actual Jedi, and I think we're going to get a backstory that he has Force sensitive parents, or at least one parent is Force sensitive, and that's why he is. But they like didn't want to give him up to the Jedi or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think, I think even the story is like, oh, like even the kids were like, well, if he's, he might not be a real Jedi, they can use tricks and magnets, and it's like even they're like, no. So I feel like that's too obvious to like put in there for me to be like, I think he is going to be turning out to be actually Force sensitive. I just don't think it's going to be conventional. I don't know. What do you think, Kai?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm feeling like he's either just a Force sensitive dude, has no connection to the Jedi whatsoever, or like his mother kind of like left the Jedi Order maybe like when she was in her early teens or something, so that she still like knows how to teach it and knows kind of the idea of what Jedi are, but Jedi can't really have families anyways, so his mom would have, if she is a Jedi, would have had to been a defective Jedi to end up having him. So unless it's like one of Ki-Adi-Mundi's wives or something,
one of the 50 million he has. Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. And it would be really, really cool if they just had him be a Force sensitive dude, because that would be so unique to Star Wars storytelling at this point. And I would love for that to be the case. I just feel like maybe they won't do that.
You fought on the Jod Wars? Yeah. That's what I kind of want too. I kind of want him just to be a Force sensitive dude, because in this big galaxy, there has to be people that are like that, where they can just move stuff and that's it, and they've never been trained. And I kind of want him to like, because we know he's gonna double cross the kids at some point. I want him to do that and just that's it. I don't want him to come back and save the day. I want him just to go off and be like, yeah, I'm a pirate. Bye, kids. And that's it. Because we all expect that to happen, where he's going to double cross them. Then he's going to feel bad. And I'm going to go back and save the day. I don't want that. I want him just to go and like, well, kids, don't trust pirates. There you go. Valuable lesson.
That's the lesson we all learn at home.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Don't trust pirates. Oh, that's so good.
I will say, from a storytelling perspective, unfortunately, I don't think that they would do that.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way they would bring in an actor like Jude Law and then have him just be like a guy that double crosses kids and then leaves. That's like the craziest thing that could happen. I do think, obviously, he's gonna double cross them. He probably will feel bad and then try to save the day in some way. I think what you're probably looking for is more like a character like Jack Sparrow, where like he's really in it for himself and is always in it for himself.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The chat asking a good question here, just kind of discussing how old do we think he is, and like what events was he alive for and around for?
Crimson Jack.
Because I feel like he's what, like 40, 45 now?
So then he would have been like a small, like a young teenager during the Clone Wars, right?
Because this is,
he would be like what, double the age of Luke?
I can't do this math. I can't. Okay, let's assume that this show is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. And so, and then what in between
Luke
A New
would
Hope
be like 30, right?
It could be 30.
I think he was like 24 in Return of the Jedi.
Okay. So let's hang on. Yeah.
So
okay.
You're saying he would be half that age? He would be 12?
No, he would be like 15 when Order 66 happens.
Like 15 during Order, like a teenager?
Yes. I believe so. Yeah. I reckon around teenage.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's early 50s as well. So probably either late teens, somewhere around there. That would, That would make sense to me.
Well, how would you guys feel if it came out that he was a part of Order 66, that he was a Jedi and he was in the temple, and we get another Order 66 flashback?
No,
what do you guys think?
Boo.
I love my Order 66 flashbacks.
No,
Not
hey,
gonna lie, I love
don't get
it.
me wrong. I do too. I love that, but at this point it's just overdone. It truly is overdone.
Yeah, I think I prefer them be more original and he's just force sensitive. Or what if I think episode 7 we're gonna get this story, but what if they just flash back, and what if his mom is just like that? What if his mom is just force sensitive and she taught him things, and but it's said in that thing Jedi as her in that casting that she's a Jedi. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, okay, this is another reason why if we get another Order 66 flashback, I'm gonna be slamming my fists on the table because
oh man.
Okay, this is why. Because at first, Order 66 going into the temple, it was like the biggest massacre we'd ever seen in Star Wars. And it was supposed to be a very powerful story point of like Anakin goes in there with the 501st and they just destroy everyone. And the kid that we see in episode 3 come out when Bail Organa gets there, that's like the closest we see anybody to getting out of the temple. And so to me, it's just a very, very powerful moment in storytelling to be like, this was a massacre and like nobody got out of it. Now we've already seen that Reva got out of it. We've already seen that
freaking
Grogu
Reva
got out of it, and Keller and Beck and everything. So I think the more we add to people that were able to get out of this massacre, the less impact it has on the overall story as like this insane. Even though like if we're thinking about it, like there's thousands of Jedi in there and maybe 10 got out or something. That's like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but because we're constantly following characters that got out, it just feels more like we're seeing more people get out, and that it actually wasn't that hard to get out.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, I think there is room, and clearly I think there's room for interesting stories to be told of people, of Jedi that survived Order 66, but I think the way to do it is the other Jedi that survived was Cal Kestis, where they weren't actually at the temple. They were
on a ship. He was on a ship.
Yeah, he was in a ship.
There were clones on the ship that turned on them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that'd be cool if it was like that. They were off planet, but
that
there
would
were
make clones
based there versus you're in the temple. You got out. Yeah, I think I would like that, a Cal Kestis style. Maybe they're based on a random planet and the troopers there turn on them and kill his mom and he gets away or something like that.
I don't know. I'm still very much like that would just be too played out for me. I think it would just be way more interesting if he was just a force sensitive dude. I mean, as much as I didn't like The Last Jedi, at least at the end of that movie, we get this like idea that there are people out there that just have the force.
Broom Boy.
Yeah, and
what if
and also Rogue One?
One.
Rogue One, we had what's his name, Chiro or something?
Oh yeah.
Chirrut.
Yeah, and he, I just liked that idea of people being able to use the force that weren't trained in the religion of Jedi. I think that would be so much more interesting to see flashbacks of him and his life having the force and what that did to him, like in school or with other kids. Like, did they think he was a freak? Why is he kind of hiding it for the most part and doesn't use it that much? Like, I think there's other than Order 66 happening, I think there's more interesting ways to understand why he's not using it as much and maybe isn't that powerful in it.
We also got to have another sequels chat one time, because since our last discussion about sequels, being sick last week, I watched them all again for the first time in a long time. They're good movies, man.
Oh, Lord.
Movies. Oh, okay. That's what you were doing last week. You were watching Last Jedi when we were talking?
Yeah. Like, I think I finished Rise of Skywalker, like, while, yeah.
I see. You were like, I can't watch it with my friends because they're gonna judge me, so I gotta watch it by myself. I get it.
Oh, so I'll clickbait you with that, and then we'll have once Skeleton Crew is finished, we'll have another extra show about this. Anyway, but yes, about Jedi.
Rossi with the $5 Crimson Jack is from a 70s Marvel comic. Han Solo kills him. I don't think he's the real Crimson Jack either. So yeah, that's a deep cut. That name is a character from a comic that came out in between A New Hope and Empire, and that pirate like was messing around and like kidnapped Leia or like robbed Leia, and then Han killed him. It's like pretty crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Crimson Jack. What do we?
As soon as I heard Crimson Jack, I was like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
100%. What did you guys think of Our Lady?
I was gonna ask you guys that too.
Yeah. Kim.
You go first.
I think I went through a lot of emotions when they were like, we're gonna go talk to someone that knows more about the galaxy. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be Hondo. And then they said she. And then I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be Maz Kanata.
It sounded like Maz, totally.
Right?
Totally
right?
did.
And then when we met our mum, she was cool. I think that was a really interesting just creature, look wise, but super interesting. And I don't know, I didn't mind it. I think she was actually really cool. I would like to kind of like sit down and have tea with her one day and just ask her questions, being like, when was this made? When was this planet like taken over? Like, I want to ask her some questions. So I liked it. I didn't mind her at all.
Every single time Hannah talks, I'm like crossing my fingers that maybe one day we'll hear her say something hater vibes. Like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, there's so many things I hate. You want to hear what I hate? Rash Clovis from the Clone Wars. Fucking
somebody mentioned him in the chat earlier.
Ponkrell.
Yeah.
Ki-Adi-Mundi. I mean, I have an absolute passionate detest for Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Interesting. Okay, we'll have to do a whole episode on Ki-Adi-Mundi.
What we hate about Star Wars. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. I think she was a super fun character. When we saw her little like hand claws thing, at first I was like, wait, are we gonna get another Yoda species? But that didn't end up happening. But I did when we just heard her voice, I was like, is it Maz Kanata? But it didn't end. It did sound a lot like Maz. And I think her design was pretty cool. I don't know about the way that she kind of like flew around and it wasn't like my favorite thing, but it still was like a really fun character, and I'm glad she was in it. I think it's hard to continually come up with new characters that fit the Star Wars world. So I can understand how that might be difficult when designing characters, especially because like now with Clone Wars existing and stuff, like there's so much more of the world to choose from, and some of it seems more cartoonish than I think it originally felt when, the Star Wars movies were coming out. Because now we've got things that started in cartoon, and so now if you like look at the Loth Cat, that's something that started in cartoon form and then went into live action. It still definitely had like a cartoon vibe, which I don't know if it would have had a cartoon vibe if it had been made in live action first. So this one felt like they were taking a character from like Clone Wars and adapting it into live action, which I was like, that's interesting. Like, you don't have to do that because you can make up a whole character that fits the aesthetic of Star Wars that already exists, but it just felt like it was more cartoony than it needed to be. But whatever. I'm sure a lot of people are just like, he's a hater. But
that's you hating on something. That was the most placid, most relaxed.
Oh take. No! When we do our Last Jedi episode, you'll hear.
We'll be brawling by the end of it.
Yeah.
Also, I just looked up because you mentioned the voice, and I had the same thing too. Like, the voice was just super interesting. It was very familiar. I'm like, this is definitely someone I know.
Because Maz was done by Lupita Nyong'o, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And I was like, who's this voice? I just looked it up. It's Alia Sawkat, who plays Maybe in Arrested Development. So I don't know if you guys are Arrested Development fans.
Really?
I'm like, oh my god, Maybe. I'm like, damn, yeah, wow.
That's so interesting. Yeah. You know what? I can hear it now. Definitely.
Yeah, right? I was just like, wow, okay. But yeah, big Arrested Development fan.
Yeah, I kind of knew it was gonna be that owl chick because when he said she, I know in the trailers we see that owl, and in a lot of the promotional material, the owl is on everything. So like I was so curious, and like Funko released that owl as a pop, and I'm like, who is this? What is this person?
Dude, I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, so
owl merch. What
that owl has been everywhere. So when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, it's probably that owl chick. So we finally get to see why she's like so important. The one thing she was cool. She was fine. She was funny, just flying around with her weird voice. And one thing I liked though was when they said and right away she knew what it was and she got excited, flew, got that scroll, and gave us some juicy info. And I want to say, New Rockstars broke down the Arabesh that was on like the computer, I think there. And I want to say it had a bunch of stuff. And someone in the chat was asking about if she had a map to Camino. I want to say it said Camino on there too. Like I gotta re-watch that video to see what it is. But it's kind of interesting that this person has seen like a lot and has maps of everything. And right there. Does Kim have a map of Camino? Lost Planet, Master Obi-Wan. How embarrassing. Yeah, I want to say I think she does. Shout out to DB with the $5 and shout out to Brick Creations with the $1.99. Yes, thank you.
Champion.
So Kim's cool. I'm sure we'll circle back. It's kind of crazy how she turned on him before he even got there. Like, damn, like let him explain himself first. And she was like, "Are you gonna kill me with these kids here? Run, kids!" And just flying around like a lunatic. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I did feel a little bit like the relationship between like Jack Sparrow and Calypso. You know, when you guys know, Hannah, you look like
I haven't seen these movies in like 15 years, so I'm just trying to like.
It was in the second Pirates of the Caribbean, and Calypso was kind of the like witch doctor type character.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so it felt very much like that, where like they're friends, kind of, you know. Honestly, for a little bit, I was like, are they flirting? I was like, is he flirting with the owl? Like, what kind of weird relationship might they have had?
Actually, when he got to the door and the like that eye droid came out, he was like, you know, it's me. Like, come on. Like, she's like, you're looking good, and like the eye like did a whole like check out of his whole outfit. That's so fair. It's like, what is this energy?
And then it's revealed that she's that she's an owl, and I was like,
Ooh. Yeah. Took a turn. Yeah, that's very true.
Reminds me of the Tootsie Pop commercials, the owl. How many licks to take?
Yeah, it does look like that character for sure.
Now, talking about the fact that they kind of got away with the directions to potentially at Atten, do we think that those are the right calculations?
Nope. Yeah. I bet those are directions to, and it's in one of the trailers. It looks like a mansion that they go to. I bet you those directions go to that place, and maybe that place is tied into Atten. Maybe whoever's running Atten, and if there's a lot of money hidden there or whatever, maybe they're running it from that planet that they're going. And that's why it's so rich and lavish, because they have all these old Republic credits, only credits everywhere. And they have to find out where it is from breaking in there. Because there's no way it's going to be that simple. Here's home, guys. Here you go. See you kids later. Have a good day at school tomorrow. No. It's definitely going somewhere else. And then they'll probably go somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then at Atten.
What if this lavish living on a planet that has these riches and is taking these riches from Atten is Canto Bight? And
so in the trailer, it looks a little Canto Bight-ish, but I don't think it is though. Just because Last Jedi is your favorite movie now, and you just watched it, I don't think so.
Oh man, yeah,
I knew
might
you
have
were
to
gonna
go
say
back.
Cantobite, and I was
Dude.
no, thank you,
Come
no, thank you.
on,
I don't
come
need any
on.
Cantobite in my Star
Maybe
Wars. Thank you
maybe
very
the
much.
lapel guy with that red lapel or whatever we
Oh
needed
my
to get.
god.
Maybe he's
the
the
actual
one
code breaker.
that owns that.
Oh yeah, the
Atom.
code breaker.
Yeah, that guy owns that atom.
No,
I want to see Maz Kanata before I see the code breaker or Cantobite, because I think I can't get behind it. Sorry.
Maz Kanata would be cool. I love Maz. I wish he was like in more stuff. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Rossi with the 5 gifted, Griff with the 5 gifted. Thank you guys.
So nice. Thank you.
Wow.
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 You're just still sick to the stomach about Cantobite, aren't you? Oh, it's so good. Yeah. No,
I put the cant in Cantobite.
Oh, dude, make that merch. Please make that merch.
Oh my god.
The cant in Cantobite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what other little pieces of something we got in this episode. Oh, Brutus. Brutus, you're talking about Captain Silvo, and Brutus is mad as hell, man. He's an angry wolf boy. And he's like, oh my god, he didn't say that, but he was like, put a bounty on his head. And then so do we think that that's like they're gonna be the main villains for like the kids and everything? Like, do you think next episode we'll get some of those some of those not bounty hunters, some of those pirates after the kids and Jod? Is that what's gonna happen?
Well, didn't he yell get bounty hunters or no, he said put a bounty on him and those whatever he said. He said a funny name to call those kids. So are we gonna see
puplings or something?
Yeah.
Like cubs or something.
Are we gonna see just a ton of pirates go after them, or like true bounty hunters?
You know, it'd be sick if we got some of the bounty hunters from Mando. Like, I'm trying to think of who the other ones that we've seen in Mando that we met. And if they I see chat mentioning it, like the puck, like the bounty pucks, like they come, like the Jod and the kids like take down a bounty hunter, but then they're like, "How did you find us?" And then like, "How did you know? Like, why are you after us?" And then they find like a puck that we saw in Mando season 1. That'd be cool. That'd be a great time. Yeah.
I will say, we're getting into the dangerous territory again of just wanting things to connect to the Mandoverse. And I'm very much
why is that so bad? Okay, why is that a heinous crime?
No, it's not. It's not a heinous crime. I just think that it would be really great to have one show that just doesn't connect to a bigger thing in the Skywalker line and everything. Like,
isn't that nice when it does that? It's like, oh,
it's nice. Together. It feels great. It does. But I think that it constantly ruins the trajectory of where these stories can go, because once we have Mando line up with Luke's storyline and the Darksaber and all that stuff, there's just not as much that he can do anymore, because now he's part of a bigger thing and he can't just like roam around doing his own thing without it being like, oh, why aren't you here for this big war, and why aren't you helping out this character now? Like, now that you know them, why aren't you there to help? And so I just feel like oh god. I don't know that, but I don't think it's a heinous crime for things to connect to the bigger stories in Star Wars. I just think that
fair take.
I think that we can do more.
Yeah, I'm with Kai 100%. I like it being its own thing and connecting possibly to the old Republic thousands of years back. That way it's not really tied to anything. But I want to say somebody somewhere had a crazy theory that Christopher Lloyd is the one running the planet.
Oh my god!
Because he's like a Dooku loyalist.
Yeah.
So that would be funny because I love Doc Brown. So and like, come on, Dooku was a revolutionary, and the battle droid was there. Like, oh man,
did we win?
Cool. So win? I wonder if old mate came back to do that voice. Who voices the Clones in the Clone Wars again?
Oh, Matt Wood.
That would, yeah. I wonder if he did
it, it had to be because he voices them and everything. Even Fallen Order, Survivor, it's all him. So he's actually coming to Florida, to Orlando in March. I'm gonna meet him and get an autograph. I'll ask him for you, Hannah. I'll ask him in person.
Thank you so much. Just be like, hey.
I'm not even gonna look it up to see if it's him. I want to genuinely ask him and not know.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, man, thank you. You're awesome, Grievous Battle Droid guy.
Big Grievous. I call him that. Don't even call him his real name. Just call him that. Yeah, that's great.
I am.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Well, I think my favorite part.
Okay. Well, already spoiled. Sorry.
DB, you ruined it, DB. Sorry, oh my god. My favorite part though was in the beginning, seeing Neil's mom has the same haircut as Neil.
Yes.
Priceless.
Right.
Priceless. Oh my god. I wish she had more. Like, she didn't really have any lines or say anything, but I was waiting for her to talk. I wanted to hear Neil's mom so bad.
But how like comforting is she? She has like a little cup of tea ready for Wim's dad. She's just like, it's gonna be okay. I'm like, oh, Neil's mom, give me a hug. She's so awesome. Love it. Love it. But yes, what else was happening on the planet? I thought we were gonna get a lot more of like what the parents were like up to, but I kind of enjoyed that it wasn't a whole bunch of them. That it was just like, oh yeah, like they know now. They know like stuff's gone on and they're worried about it all, but we're not going to focus on that now. So I'm glad we're not spending too much time there, but they're like touching base because I feel like obviously some point they're going to get back or whatever happens. So
no, I like that a lot. How it was right to the point. It went from this to this to this and like nothing dragged, including that. So next week, I don't know what to expect. I'm sure it's going to be just a lot of adventure on whatever planet they go to. And then I'm guessing maybe they'll cut back home. And like maybe we'll see them talking to the supervisor, and we'll see who the heck the supervisor is over there.
I did see like a clip. I don't even think I interacted with it, so I don't think I could pull it up anytime. But it was it showed kind of stop motion animation that they used for some like big spider creature that's probably going to be in the
that's in the trailer.
Yeah, so that looks really cool, and I'm excited to see more of that type of art in Star Wars because that was a huge thing in the original trilogy. I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah, 100%. Like that goes with like I think they're doing like half and half of CG Neil face and like practical effects Neil. I love that. Every time it's practical effects Neil, like you can just tell. But I love it. I'm like, yes,
I know.
Like,
so good.
It's good. Yeah.
So good.
I love that so much. There was quite a bit of comedy in this episode. There was quite a bit of like comedic lines, wasn't there? What do we feel about that?
That part was I died when he said it and he's like, and then he walks around the corner, Jod's like doing something, and then he peeks his head back. He's like, that was great. Oh, so funny. No, I enjoyed all those interactions for sure.
I think honestly, my favorite part about the humor in this series is that it's not like self-aware humor. It's very much like it's humorous because the world feels real and the characters are really in crazy circumstances. And I feel like, not to get into The Last Jedi again, but The Last Jedi's humor was very much just like self-aware, like, hey, don't you know you're watching a movie? Don't you know you're watching a Star Wars movie? Well, you haven't seen this in a Star Wars movie. But I feel like Skeleton Crew is just being very honest about their humor. They're putting these characters in crazy situations where Neil screams like a girl, and it's so funny and it's so fun.
Was that Neil screaming like a girl? I thought it was.
It is every single time. He's done it a couple episodes now.
Oh, how about when he was sleeping and you heard his trunk snoring? Yeah. Oh my god,
so cute! I loved that. I loved it so much. And it was like so high pitched too.
Yeah. Wow, you did that good. You been practicing?
Thank you. Yeah, I have.
Wait,
actually.
Are you in the credits?
Yeah, I am credited as Neil's trunk sound. Yep, that is my job now. That's why I like the sequels now because because I have to work for Star Wars. Oh no,
we've got a lot of people watching us right now.
72, baby. Let's go.
That's crazy.
It's almost like you forgot, like this was like a live.
I literally
like,
was I was like, oh, I'm just having a fun time with my two friends, and then I looked up and I was like, oh, we're streaming to a lot of people.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
How is everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody liking this? Any opinions that are crazy about the
give us your
last
takes.
episode or where it's going?
This part was hilarious when he picked up the blaster and he was like, and then he put it down. He was like, it was so funny. You saw that, right, Hannah?
Yeah.
It's freaking Neil. He's the best.
His expressions are pretty good. Like I think when he expresses something, like that must be CG, but it's like they do it well. Like
so,
his eyes just like,
I saw a behind the scene clip, and a lot of it is they have people there with controls that one person moves the trunk, one person moves the ear. So they're out of frame during the scene. So a lot of that movement is remote control from like the side, which is crazy. Just like maybe stuff on his face is CGI, but like the ear and trunk movement, a lot of it is all remote control, like a remote control car controller.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Because that's what they did for Grogu. Hey, like that's how they
some of that. Yeah.
I love that. That's so cool. Like that's like a lot of that kind of creative innovation of like how to really master the medium of Star Wars and the media of Star Wars, like just really adds to the feel of the overall show, I think. So I love those little bits. And that's why like watching behind the scenes of like anything Star Wars is always so cool. Like I love it. It's almost the best part.
Oh yeah.
Very good. It's very good. What else is happening? Oh, we said that one. Jod was a Padawan who lost his master, or he got kicked out of the Jedi school.
It's possible.
Jedi school? I don't know. Why William's dad so to himself in that parent meeting? You think he knows something, or was he just worried like everyone else?
I think he was just worried.
I think he was just worried. I think he was just. I took that as he was like reflecting on maybe not being as present for Wim, perhaps. Maybe a bit of reflection there.
Yeah, I was about to say, jerk. Yeah, I was about to say he's probably the worst father figure in all of Star Wars. And then I remembered that Darth Vader slaughtered a bunch of Jedi. So
yeah, but he was there for his kid. He saved his son Luke when he was fighting like with Palps. Like he was there. He was a good dad.
I don't know. He choked his pregnant wife while.
Hey, I mean,
I think that's really not the best
fatherly
thing to do.
Oh man.
Oh,
Chicken Texas lurking in the background. PV Ep 1, 2 were not great, but I really enjoyed episode 3 of the series. That's interesting. Well, I do think episode 3 did just pick up on the energy a little bit. It was cool.
It did.
Really cool. But it's great to hear from Chicken. Unreal.
It did.
I feel like Tim, do you always watch these before you watch the episode? Because like
I feel like this is ruining it for you, brother. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh my goodness. No, you go first.
Oh my goodness.
I'm doing great. One of the best things about this show for me personally is that my brother happened to be visiting for Christmas now, so we were able to watch together.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Really great.
When I go home for Christmas, I'm gonna get to watch one of the episodes with my brother because one of the episodes drops on Christmas Eve.
Which is Christmas Day here in Australia.
Oh,
yeah, like mid-Christmas lunch. I'll have to be like, excuse me, on. Yeah. Cut up some ham for me.
And then the other one is the week after is on New Year's Eve, so that's New Year's Day for you because you're in the future.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so hungover. Oh, I can already tell. I can already tell that's gonna be a slog to watch that. Okay, sweet, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I am enjoying December Christmas time Star Wars. That is really, really fun. I'm loving it.
It feels like, I think all the sequels come out in December?
Yeah, except for Solo. Yes. Solo was the only one.
Right.
Everything else was Christmas. So like every time I went home, like we went Christmas Day to watch the Star Wars movie for like that 4 out of the 5 years. Yeah. Which was from 2015 to 2019, like we would go and watch the Star Wars movie, which was awesome. So like kind of missed that.
They kind of came out a week before. I thought they came out like December 19th.
They did. They came out before. So I would watch it the second it came out, of course. But when I would go home, like I would go with my brothers, my dad, we would go see it again or for them the first time. So I missed that. And hopefully they eventually get back to that because that's so much fun seeing a Star Wars movie like a Christmas Day.
Okay. Can I share my hopes and dreams with you both?
No.
Sure.
I fucking swear to God. I really hope, and not to get everyone's hopes up, but this is exactly what I'm doing. My like dream is that they are actually ahead of schedule with the Mando Grogu movie, and Celebration next year, they're gonna announce, hey, we know you guys are excited about this movie. Instead of waiting a whole other year, December this year, 2025, it'll be in theaters and actually announce that'll come out.
If that doesn't happen now, Hannah, I'm gonna be so disappointed at Celebration.
What? Okay.
And I'm gonna be sitting next to you.
He disagrees.
And I'm gonna be sitting next to you.
No, I don't disagree because I think that would be awesome. I just know how movies are made, and for a movie to come out a year ahead of schedule is insane. There's absolutely no way.
It would only be like 5 months.
That's still a lot. I mean, the VFX teams, they take so long to make these movies.
Help them out then, Kai.
Yeah, get out.
Hey, I would.
There.
I would.
Get over there. Okay.
I'm telling you, you don't want it 5 months early. You don't. It would make the movie worse. I think you honestly you want it 5 months later.
Oh, so push it back to December 2026. If it's in December, either December, I'll be fine.
That's so far away.
We've already waited since 2019, Hannah. What's another couple months?
Well, I'll be like 45 by then or something. I don't know. Damn, just for so long away.
You're old.
You're old. You are though. Hang on.
You are. You sound like you're from Boston real quick right there.
What? You are, man. Oh man. Hey, speaking of Christmas though, I mean, we could probably do a show separate about this. What Christmas? Tony, for some reason, has like no idea of like Christmas, and I asked him this before, and he couldn't answer me. But Kai, what do you have for Christmas, like mealtime, whether it's like lunch or dinner? Your Christmas meal. What's the iconic things you have at a Christmas dinner?
Oh, I didn't really know that there was iconic stuff, but probably like turkey or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, like I feel like every American like runs into a wall if they can't have a freaking turkey on Thanksgiving, but everyone's like, oh, whatever, Christmas. What?
Wait, what do you guys have on? What, kangaroo? What do you?
On Christmas Day? On Christmas Day? Well, okay. You have prawns. You definitely have prawns. You definitely have pavlova for dessert. And
I know
then
none of those words.
Crazy. I've never heard any of this. So
yeah,
you don't know what a prawn is? What?
Those are new words. It sounds like
prawn. Is that like
you actually don't know the word prawn?
No.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've just never had prawn.
You have some handy right by you?
Oh yeah, please.
Far out, man. I'm in a show with absolute. Okay,
we're from America. This is like we're just chilling here. We don't know the Australian delicacies.
Prawn is what you bing bongs think are shrimp. What you call
shrimp on the barbie.
We call that's not a saying because we call them prawns.
Prawn on the barbie.
There you go.
We talked about that one time.
It's prawn. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually,
I think I've seen a meme about that. I've definitely seen memes about Grand Admiral Prawn. I love that. It's what the hell was I on this tirade for? Pavlova is like a dessert.
We're talking about Christmas stuff. What do you guys like eat?
Yeah. And then like the main meat will either be a ham or roast pork is like the main meat. Or sausage sizzle. You can just do that. That's it.
Yeah, we usually just have some blue milk and some star whale meat. Purgle meat.
Or star whale.
Yeah.
Delicious. Smoked, actually.
Ooh, every Christmas I'm in the pool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a place to be.
I mean, I grew up in Hawaii, so my Christmases were always warm too.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, even in LA, the Christmas is going to be maybe 60 degrees, but probably not. Yeah, and it's probably different because don't you guys use a metric system?
Yeah, we use numbers. We use logical numbers to count things, unlike you guys over there.
So it's not degrees; it's like Celsius.
It's Celsius, yeah.
Yes.
And then you drive kilometers to the Gossi family.
Yep.
And then when you guys weigh each other, it's what is the metric for weight? It's not pounds. It's
Kilos?
Liters. What are we?
Liters? Like that's water.
Blob man.
Well, I guess we're all like 80% water, so we should be measuring in liters.
I guess so.
Oh, look at this handsome
man. Silly Willy.
Will of the Force. Skelly Crew rules. Just had a kid. And I named him SM33. I'm a mom.
Nice.
There's so much to unpack there.
Not gonna lie. If I had a kid, I kind of would want to name him Neil. Little Neil.
Yeah. I kind of I vibe that.
Or if I get another cat, maybe I'll name him Neil. Either or, kid or cat, whatever comes first.
Probably the cat.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good name for a cat.
Little Neil.
Neil the cat.
Yeah, oh man.
I like that a lot. Oh, but yeah. Star Wars, hey? It'll get you.
Oh, what do you guys think about that one dude getting casted to be Stinky the Hut in the Mando movie?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a prank for like the first 2 days. I thought it was a prank.
At first I saw it and I'm like, huh? But then I saw everyone started like posting it. So clearly it's going to be just a bigger, he's going to be older. He's not going to be little like he was in Clone Wars. He's going to be like, just like in Book of Boba when we saw the twins. It's just going to be one of Jabba's species and like that guy's voicing it, but he's still going to sound like Jabba probably, right?
I know that he's just cast for the voice, but yeah, I think crazy thing. What if Stinky the Hut gets crazy surgery to look like Jeremy Allen White?
Oh my god.
So he's got like the skin of Jabba the Hutt, but like the physique of Jeremy Allen White.
I don't
That is so insane.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Oh, hey, listen, I'm trying to think of some original stuff for Star Wars.
Dude.
Oh
man. Did you oh god. That'll be my like that's not my Luke Skywalker. That'll be my moment in Star Wars if that happens. If it's like
that's not your Stinky the Hut.
That's not my Stinky.
That's not my Stinky. Oh my god.
That's not my Stinky. Yeah.
Quinlan, it should be 8. So we just had 3 episodes drop. So next week we'll be halfway through the show, and supposedly episode 7 gives all of Jude Law's backstory. Jude Law.
Jude Law.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I will say, I don't want to promise anything, but every single time that I watch these, I'm like, this would be a perfect movie.
Ooh.
It really would.
It would be.
I think it would just be so much fun to just be a full adventure all in one go.
In one shot, yeah.
But we'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the series. Maybe it'll pick up in a way that makes a lot of sense for it to be broken up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Skeleton Crew gets a strong 9.5 for execution and a 10 for fun. What you think? And yes, on Java Jr., a lot of story fun. I think that's actually pretty good. Definitely 10 for fun. I am having a lot of fun each episode. I'd say 8 for execution, maybe. I have no evidence to back that up. That's just how I'm feeling. And if you want to fight me, we can fight.
Let's go. See, I think Hannah got Kai all riled up from the last Jedi thing. So now he's ready. He's ready.
Talking big. You're talking big, Kai.
He's ready. Big.
We got to give a reason for these people to tune in every week. You know, we got to
just see who rips into who first.
Yeah.
Oh, unbeatable. Well, before we start to round out the show, Tony, did you have some stories from a recent con you wanted to share? Or did you want to save that?
Man.
Did you want to save that for another stream?
I mean, I could go into it real quick if you guys want.
Yeah, hit me. I want to hear the stories.
So
you met your best friend.
GalaxyCon, I got autograph and photo with Hayden. So I've met him a couple times. Nice. The last 2 times he remembered me and recognized me, which was crazy in itself. But this time it was even crazier. So I got there when the con opened. I had this card autographed, right? Mm-hmm. So it came out gorgeous. And as he was signing the card, he said this to me, and I was like, what? he goes, "Hey, I found out that you're what's the YouTube?" And I'm like, "Star Wars Sith?" He's like, "Yeah, I found out that was you, man." So like he saw my channel. And I didn't expect that. Like I kind of froze. I didn't know what to say. Because I had like a question I wanted to ask him. I had like another trading card I wanted to give him as a gift. But I was just like, yeah, that's me. Thanks. I'll see you at the photo op. And then I left. But it caught me off guard when he's like, you're Star Wars Sith. Like, what?
That's crazy.
So it gets crazier. That's nothing. So
oh my God.
Yeah. So like that blew my mind. And I'm like, how did he see my channel? So at Tampa Bay Comic-Con, the last time I saw him, I did give him my like celebration pin, my cards to my channel, and my stickers for my channel and for celebration. So maybe he scanned the QR code and like saw it that way, or maybe he randomly saw it. I don't know. So then I go back for the photo op. And if you guys have done a photo op, usually it's a very quick process. So I walk up to him, shake his hand, and before I could even say anything, he just stands right in front of me. We're like face to face, having a mini convo, and everyone that's working there's like, "Oh, guys, stand there." Like, they try to rush you to take the picture, and I was ignoring them because I'm like, "Bro, Anakin Skywalker is looking into my soul, talking to me." He like right away, before I could even say anything to him, he was like, "Hey, man, so you got a pretty popular YouTube channel, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's going pretty good, thanks." And he was like, "Yeah, man, good for you." And like I couldn't process that right away, that he said to me, "Hey, you have a pretty popular YouTube channel, huh?"
That's crazy.
I was shocked. And then after that, I said, "All right, so for the pose, I'm gonna have you read the Darth Plagueis novel. I'm gonna read The Revenge of the Sith." And we did the photo.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it came out perfect. And somebody commented that they noticed his hair is getting a little long, as if he's growing out his hair for maybe, I don't know, they're shooting Ahsoka in what, 4 or 5 months? Maybe 4 or 5 months of his hair growing a little longer might look a little bit more Anakin like, right? But it's just it was so unreal. I was like tearing up when I came out, just to hear that from like the guy I grew up watching, seeing he saw my channel, and from whatever he saw, whatever he watched, he gauged in his opinion that it was a popular, like successful channel. Unreal. He's a freaking angel, man. It was crazy. So crazy.
I'm so jealous, dude. That's awesome.
That's so crazy.
So sick.
You deserve that though. That's unreal.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Now that I know that he knows or has seen my channel, next con right away, "Hey, so what did you see? Did you subscribe?" I'm gonna ask him what
did you subscribe?
What did
I
you
love
see?
that. Yes.
Did you subscribe?
Can you subscribe right now?
Yeah, like I want to ask him, because like that was crazy. And both interactions with him, I felt like he wanted to talk more and wanted to talk longer, but his lines are crazy. So like we couldn't be there hanging out. But it's insane just how he just
if we could get him on the show just for like 2 minutes, that'd be crazy.
Right?
That'd be wild.
Let's get him calling in on one of his tractors.
Is he a channel member?
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh my God. But yeah, that
Hannah can get us Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, I'll get Tem on.
We'll
get Hayden.
I will continue to just be me. And
you surely have connections, Kai. Come on.
I've got a couple of connects.
Like people that know people.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple of people who were in Star Wars shows, but
if we guess,
we'll see.
Will you say yes that you know them?
Yeah, I'd say yes. But then the rest of this is just going to be you guessing.
Probably.
Tem in the Hayden side.
Literally. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it was. So good. I was in shock the entire day from the morning, because I got the autograph at 10 that he brought up my channel. And then at 6, when I got the photo at night, he just like, "Oh man, yeah, you got a pretty popular channel, huh?"
Dang, like, it was like what? You guys like picked up your conversation.
Yeah, it's like it's like he was looking forward to seeing me again, because he wanted to finish the convo. Because like right away, like he jumped in front of me and we're like face to face just talking, and like what? It's oh man, that's my
right now. All I'm thinking about is because I remember, I think one of the first times I saw your channel, Tony, was when you talked with Star Wars Theory about his
experience.
That it feels very similar to that.
It does. His was just like that too, but he remembered Theory's name because he was like Star Wars Theory, and then he pulled Theory to the side and they started talking, which is nuts.
That's crazy.
But insane. It's getting to that where it's like, holy crap. So I'm just so curious. Like, what did he watch? Did he watch like my convention videos? Did he watch my podcast? Did he watch like reaction videos? Did he watch my unboxings? I'm just wondering, what did he see? Because he had to have watched.
Maybe he was just like scrolling.
Yeah, maybe he was just checking the catalog
and was like, I know this dude, and just like clicked on your Instagram or something.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
He doesn't have social media, does he? Does he have Instagram?
No, he doesn't.
I don't think so.
He doesn't at all.
He might have some like non-public accounts, like
burner accounts. Yeah. But it's so I can't wait to see what Connie's at next, because now I gotta go back, because now I need more details. I need more, and I want to get those Ray-Ban prescription glasses that have the camera built in. That way I could get. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even post that. I want it just for me.
It's just your memory,
just for me, and I'll show close friends, because I wouldn't want to like clout that on the internet and stuff. Like, nah, like we're boys. We're at the point where I think we're kind of boys now. So yeah, it's crazy.
100%.
I gotta go like a con with one of you guys, Show me around.
If you come with me, you'll meet Hayden. If you go with Hannah, you'll meet Tim, and you'll get VIP service.
Yeah, you got to pick one. That's
what I told Hannah in Japan. If she meets Tim, I'm gonna be in line with her, because I want like him to be like, yeah, that's my friend too. Like, remember me too.
Yeah. I really hope to see Tim in. Well, I probably got. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting an auto and a photo just so I can have maximum Tim.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, that's my story, and it's insane. And yeah,
dang.
Yep.
That's really cool. Dude.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. All right. That might round out the show, I think, for today, unless we have it. I mean, Kai, have you had any random style stories you want to share or anything?
Well, I mean, not necessarily a story, but I did just drop some merch. And I'm very excited about it. So I can put it in the chat here. But it's basically just keepyfilms.shop. Oh, look at there. I've got some really fun stuff. The movie was better. It should have been a movie.
This is so dope. It should have been a movie. Oh, man. I might need to grab that.
So good.
So anyways, if anybody is interested, I'm having like a site-wide sale on everything until like Christmas. So if you want to get something, you should get it now.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, get that for Christmas. I'm going to scoop up one of those hats, man. I love looks so good. Oh,
nice.
Unmatched. Awesome.
And if anybody has any suggestions for other stuff, I can't go too much into the like, full-on characters and stuff, because obviously that's moving into copyright stuff. But if anything, just drop me a comment somewhere on my social media, and maybe I'll make a shirt with your suggestion.
So good. Scoop them up.
Yeah.
Link in the chat.
Very excited about it.
I love it. It looks so good.
Oh, I need this.
Yeah, I was thinking I got to get a hat, because you guys both have hats on. I got to get.
Yeah. You got to rep your own, man.
You got to rep.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Awesome.
So anyways, if anybody wants to go check them out, please do. It goes to a good cause, me being able to pay my rent.
Oh, that's the best cause ever.
So good. It's so good.
Nice.
Boom. Well, there we go. Well, there we have it. I think, Tony, do you want to close out the show for us? I think that's all we got today.
All right, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It was a blast. We'll see you guys next week. And remember to always cut to the Sith side.